Hey, so I actually have a microphone today. I don't know if you can hear it too well, but it's right here, and we're going to try it. So, welcome to the ZaCrazy podcast, part 2. There's a fan going above me. Might be a little loud. I'll try to cut that out. But today's podcast will be about work. And what I mean by work is jobs. So I don't have a green screen today. It's just the wall and a little dog. You get the point. You can look around. You don't have to stare at me. Okay, so it's 10:28 on a Tuesday. The Roofies podcast is coming out tonight. ROOFYS, or the Roofies podcast. I guess go check them out as well. Shout out to Anthony and Mikey over there. I think they're on their 6th episode. It releases tonight. Well, not tonight when you're watching this, but the next one will be Tuesday. So let's get on with it. I'm going to make this one probably a little bit shorter than the last, just because there's a little less of a topic here. So work. When did I start work? Well, I'm going to say at 9 years old. That's when I started work. So that was a while ago, 2009. I was a YouTuber, and, no, 2010, sorry, because April 6, 2010, I forget. You can say my year, whatever year it is, that's what age I am, and then if it's August or not. So it makes it a little easier to be a 2000s baby. Work. So I worked at YouTube headquarters. I work for Google, obviously, right now. They pay me based on ad revenue, if I sell any merchandise, which I did in the past. It didn't really blow up. That was maybe when I had 50,000 subscribers. I don't have much more, 86, so not really much. So I worked for YouTube. It's been a nice job. It's my own schedule, my own pace. I basically get paid what I want if it fluctuates based on how well I do and what type of ads play, how long you watch the ad, and that sort of thing. It's been a fun job and probably my favorite job. Next, I worked at a concession stand for baseball. I played baseball all through my youth, and we had a little concession stand at the Salve baseball field, mountaintop as well. I would sell the drinks, sell the snacks, make the deep fried Oreos. Family-run little thing, mom, dad, brother, me. And my dad was the president of baseball for the Little League, so he would do the presidential things, but also help us out. I'd be a cashier and selling stuff, and when I'm not, I'm playing the game, and it was really cool. And then after the concession stand, and I kind of grew up into middle school baseball and high school baseball, I stopped doing the concession stand work. So that was a fun job. You got your rude customers here and there, but not as many because you're at a baseball game. You sold Big League Chew, Mountain Dew, some sodas or candy, hot dog, pretzels, things like that. What else? Bosses were my parents, so it's not really hectic at all. Next, I helped out my dad working at Duncan Bright, or A Bright Furniture rather, not Duncan Bright. And I helped build furniture, like you open up a desk and there's a pamphlet, put it together, put this screw here, put this, put together furniture to sell on the floor and whatever, with my buddy Dave. He does the Halloween with us. October, that'll be coming up soon. Come here. Look at our special guest. Hello. Okay, you don't want to be here. Oh, she does, actually. So basically, oh, she does want to be here. Hello. This is Sylvia. I'm sure you've met her in other videos. If I stop, she's like a cat. She will continue to nudge under your hand. So, hey, I'm making a podcast. I'll let you out in a minute. Yeah. Bark, bark, woof. Bark, woof, woof. Bark. Yeah, so I worked with my parents as the boss, both there and there. So my dad was the boss there, and obviously he worked for someone else, but they weren't in the store most of the time. So it was my dad running the place, and we would play Call of Duty in the back room and have some fun playing zombies, and that was my first intro to like work experience. Was concession stand at whatever years old. It was young, so I've been working a long time. Do I regret working that early? No. Because it wasn't a full-time job. I regret working the full-time job so early. So basically, after the A-Bright Furniture, I worked for Fright Nights, and that was at 13 years old. 13 years old, I did Fright Night again, not a full-time job, just scaring in October. I would also do the Run of the Dead. That was scaring people and getting paid for that through the woods. You can look it up. I've done a video on the Run of the Dead, and that's basically what it is. Just search ZaCrazy Run of the Dead if you can't find it in a playlist or whatever. That's what I do every October since whatever year it was, 2014, 2013, I don't know. But that's been going a long time. After the Fright Nights at the fair, look that up if you don't know what that is. Syracuse, New York, Fright Nights at the fair. I would work that and scare people. That was a pretty bad job just because of the boss. He was a very terrible and rude boss, just in it for the money. And it just wasn't a good experience with him. I got fired for being on my phone during the thing, and then I really wasn't on my phone, so he hired me right back within an hour, and I was like, oh, he's just, I don't know. It just wasn't a great job, so we did that for 2 years, I think, and then stopped. My cousin as well did that. After Fright Nights, I worked at Yawning Central. Sorry. Maybe I'll yawn every podcast. I worked at Pete's and Carol's Polar Parlor. Now, Pete was an amazing, awesome boss. Always there for you, blah, blah, blah. You got tips. And Carol. Carol wasn't the nicest. She told me I have to choose between baseball and work. And it's like, I'm a kid. I really don't care enough to work at the moment. So I compromised, and I... sniffling, maybe a little under the weather, but I picked a compromise, and I managed to do both. So that was working until 11 p.m., which was illegal at the time. I was making $9.75, I believe. I have my pay stubs for it still. Minimum wage is now $13.20 or something, $12.75. I don't know, but yeah. I worked for that. Then I left that at 15 to go work for my first real job at Wegmans. So I worked for Wegmans. It was a very family vibe, family-oriented. You knew everybody there. When there was a new hire, you immediately knew you're the odd one out. Oh, you were not the odd one out, but you're the new person, right? I started as a cashier, obviously, then immediately got right into carts. So I did carts. The job there was very relaxed and easy. You'd have a middle 2 rows, a right 2 rows, and a left 2 rows, right? So you'd go in, you check the sheet for the day on the podium. There'd be an STL there, and you would check the sheet, and it would say you're either Zach R, Zach M, or Zach L for left, middle, or right. Nice. So you'd pick, you wouldn't pick, sorry. You'd have three people for a shift, right? You'd have someone on the right, someone in the middle, someone on the left. So if you really enjoyed working with the person in the middle, oh, you'd shift over to the middle and double team the middle and double team the right and double, just, they didn't check on you outside, right? So I worked there for 3 years and 11 months, right at my 4-year anniversary. Why did I leave Wegmans? Well, it was by force. I was fired for racial comments, which weren't very racist. But anyways, I'm not going to get into that. People have their opinions, and people can't handle them a lot of the time nowadays. So they thought it would be better off to exile me from that job. So again, it was family oriented, and it was really nice, and I enjoyed it. Family vibe, everyone I worked with, and it was sad it had to come to an end right before my 4-year anniversary. I worked at the cafe where you serve people food. You had your mean bosses, your nice bosses, who you liked, who you didn't. And it was just, again, I worked there from 15, 16, 17, and until I was 18. And I think into 19 for some reason. No. Yeah, I think I was I was about to turn 16. So I was 15, 16, 17, 18, and into 19. Right. Okay. And then I got fired when I was 19. And then I went to work for Target after taking the summer off and making some videos with Taylor, jumping in the pool, playing horse, the whole 2020 year. So COVID happened at Wegmans in March, and I got fired in June. So that was interesting. So I didn't really have to deal with pandemic working very much because I worked outside, and we didn't wear them outside. We didn't. It's just we were supposed to, but we didn't. Go in the break room, check the COVID counts each day, death tolls, watch them rising, and sit there in the break room eating a sandwich or whatever they had. Again, it was a good experience. Sucked to be fired how I did, and it's something I'll never forget. It was a real good job. So I took the summer off, collected unemployment, which nobody should have had. It was ridiculous, but again, thankful for the unemployment. But next, I applied to Target, and I got in within 24 hours. That was very easy. So I worked at Target, and I was nervous, of course, at first. Started September 28th, 2020. And again, they had very strict COVID policies, which was mask, for months and months and months. Then they took it away for a couple weeks, and they brought it back, and now it's finally just gone forever. Like Aaron Hernandez. Sorry. Yeah, it's kind of the same vibe as Wegmans, family vibe. Bosses you like, bosses you don't. People you like, you basically know everyone in the store, and you know when someone's new. And it's the same kind of vibe. I'm going there today at 1:15. I've only been live streaming for 13 minutes. Wow. This is going to be a short podcast. So Target, where I'm at now, basically is the same, but it's a lot worse in the fact that I'm a cart attendant, right? They call you a cart attendant. It's a very derogative name. Wegmans we got called Helping Hands. Like, hey, that's a generous name. That's a nice name. Cart attendant at Target. So they'll call you over the walkie. Cart attendant Zach, can you clean dust the blinds in aisle 6 while you're getting carts doing baskets, trash, and this? Yeah, I'll get right on that. No, basically, you're taken advantage of being a cart attendant there. Hardcore. So I could probably name 10 things that you have to do, right? So a cashier gets paid the same as me, and that's very unfair, based on the fact that as a cashier, you're just checking people out, right? Their groceries. So why don't you be a cashier? Okay, maybe I want a little more freedom. You can be on your phone outside when no one's looking. You can do this. If anyone at Target is watching, this is my channel. Hello, though. Basically, people text, people, whatever. If you get your job done, you get your job done. I know there's rules, and I know you have to abide by them and call people out if you see it. But basically, at Target, as a cart attendant, again, the name should change. It's very derogative. You have to get carts, right? Wegmans was just carts, and you had at least 3 people on at every shift, at least, for the same amount of carts as Target has. But at Target, you can accept returns. And what do we? We have to deal with those returns. Why? Beats me. So they lazily throw them in a box, right? It's piled up to the ceiling. It's like, awesome. I have to organize that, put it in a box, and put that on a flatbed. The pushing. Sorry, sickness. I'll call in today. No, I'm kidding. Basically, we put those boxes on a flat, organize them, and if someone at guest service is nice enough to do that, there are a select few that are nice and actually care at guest service. I did work guest service before, and I would make sure that cart attendant had everything nicely organized. Boxes were fresh, new. Cardboard was... I would always go that extra mile. I haven't seen anyone at guest service ever do that. Again, that's personal preference, and you do what you gotta do. But it sucks being a cart attendant. You have to get the carts right. Baskets. People have hand baskets for shopping. You bring those from self-checkout to the front of the store, and then if those are too full, you gotta bring those all around the store at checkpoints. I'm gonna blow my nose. I'll be right back. All right. So basically, you'd bring those baskets around to each stop at the store. Maybe there's 8 or 9 stops around the store to put baskets, right? While nobody helps you with carts. You're alone, by the way. You don't get any help for the whole parking lot. You are solely alone. Nobody helps you. So, the way it should be, right, you have a morning cart attendant, say, the store opens at 7, right? You should have a morning cart attendant, 7 a.m. for the full shift. So that'd be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 to 4, right, with a 15-minute or a 45-minute lunch. What do? They don't do that. They leave the carts from when I close. I'm a closer. We close at 10 p.m. and I fill the whole store with carts. Close the carts, right? And nobody touches the carts until I come back in at 1:15. So 3 hours and 46 minutes have gone by and they haven't touched anything. Granted, they maybe grab and organize the ones that people throw at the door, but they won't grab any in the lot. And if they do, and it gets very low in the store, they'll grab from the middle row, which there's a lot of carts, so they leave a row in the middle. And we have to fill that at the end of the night. So they just take the lazy, easy way out and take the middle. So that's annoying, right? That would be annoying enough. So again, with the defectives are things people return that didn't work, that we can't reuse or wasn't opened. Right. So with those, we have to box them up in a box, a square box, and put them on a flat. You can only stack it 6 feet high or you get yelled at. So that's as tall as I am. So it's very hard to do that. You'll take about 3 flats back a day if you are organized and kept nice. Guest service will, if they're nice, they'll toss down the flat and just in a bad, not organized way. So I just don't get it. How people don't have sympathy, empathy, whatever it is. And it's just frustrating. So we have to take all of those defectives back to the back room, wheel it from the front of the store to the back of the store. Mind you, nobody's grabbing carts. Let all your carts run. In that flat, each flat will take about an hour. An hour, right. Sorry, not an hour. The first flat will take you an hour. because you have to go back and organize what the people from the morning destroyed. Now, what I mean by destroyed, you go in the back room, you take a left, there's a baler, which is you throw the cardboard in and it compacts it. People just get lazy. If you're a miner, you can't throw cardboard in the baler. I get that. So they just toss it on the side of the baler. And who takes care of that? Oh, I do. Right. There's trash all over the floor. There's cardboard all over the floor, to the left, to the right, in the middle. Doesn't matter. They just toss it. You go to the right. Well, you walk in, you go to the left. The baler is to the left, and the trash compactor is behind it. Not behind it, but to the left of it. And then to the right of that trash compactor are 3 big gray trash cans. Now people throw those, they fill it with styrofoam, any trash they might have, right? And I like how I'm going in depth about Target and not Wegmans. Wegmans didn't treat me like trash. Target does. Okay, so Wegmans is better, actually. I got asked that by a fan, Queso here, and Wegmans is better. But basically, it overflows, it's on the floor, and there's a compactor, right? So it can only fill so much, right? They completely stack it to the ceiling in the compactor, and I have to spend 20 minutes getting it unjammed every day, because nobody takes the time to unjam it. So it's locked at all times, and only someone with a key can unlock it. So what they do for me most of the time is put a stick in the door so it doesn't shut, so I can do what I gotta do. They've just recently started doing that the past couple months. It makes my job a lot easier, and when I bring the first flat back, I sit back there probably an hour and a half, and all my carts pretty much go to zero. It's quite annoying. So basically, I clean up all the trash that's back there on the floor, sweep it up, put it in the trash cans, dump the trash cans in the compactor, right? Trash compactor. I unjam the trash compactor, sweep it out, get the crevices. I'm thorough when I clean the baler and compactor. I clean it out, make the floor look nice, make the baler look nice, make the compactor look nice, the trash cans. And when that's done, I prop the door for the next time I gotta go back there. What people like to do is just open the door sometimes and throw stuff in the trash compactor thinking they're being nice and shutting the door. And it's like, flip you. Then I gotta sucker another person into opening the door for me because they're not supposed to. Either way, it works out, and most people know now to not touch it and just put it in the trash cans. For me to take care of, I'd rather it be that way so I don't have to clean. From then, you still have a flat full of defectives, right? You gotta wheel that over, you walk in the back doors, and it's straight and then to the right. So, basically, there's boxes, right? I don't understand the process. So there's this person who works in the back, 7 a.m. to 2:45. I don't like to go back there when they're working, just because I go back there and it's a lecture every time. It's, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, I don't get why this is here, blah, blah, blah. And I stand there just awkwardly while she does that. And it's like, I'd rather not deal with that. You deal with it when you get in. So basically, there is a pallet. You know what a pallet is, right? It's the wooden things with spaces in between. It's a square, and you can lift it with a pallet jack. Okay, so you stack those boxes on the pallet back there. There's one called salvage and one called CRC. Salvage is a green sticker, CRC is a yellow sticker. Basically, a green salvage sticker is defectives and things returned. CRC sticker is basically electronics that are defective. And there's 2 different pallets, one to the left, one to the right. Very easily labeled, and you can get that. And they label the boxes, or I label the boxes most of the time, because I change the boxes. Again, just part of the cart attendant job, right? So you can see why it takes an hour. Sweeping up that back room, cleaning it up, unjamming, and compressing both, and people are coming by with more cardboard, getting in your way, throwing it in, sliding on the floor, walking away. It's like, pick it up. Some people are good. Others are not. Defectives. You organize them on that thing, and sometimes it's up to the ceiling, right? And it's like, what the flip, people? I'm not the only one who does salvage, right? There's people in the back, maybe soft lines, which is clothing. Other people than me and the service desk defect things out for that. So they just throw it on there. They don't stack it nicely. They just toss the stuff. And sometimes I get blamed for it. And it's like, what the flip? And I don't speak up because that's not me. And I just take the blame. And it's quite frustrating, to be honest. And it's like, my God. So I organize it the best I can throughout the day. And if it gets too high, which most of the time it is, because every other cart attendant is lazy and doesn't do it. It's like, God, I don't understand that they don't see it. Like, we get praise, but it's fake praise. It's like, great job today. You're doing a great job. It's forced. It feels forced. And it's like, if you knew what I did for a second, you would appreciate it more. Like, have someone shadow me for the whole day. I wasn't put as the trainer. And it's like, oh my God. The whole store was like, what? I don't get it. But I stack up the salvage. If it's too high, you have to put a pallet jack in the pallet, pull it out, turn it, take the pallet out, and saran wrap it, the whole thing, and put it in a trailer. Easy enough, right? No, that's hard enough. But what's in the way? You walk in the back room, and to get to the salvage pallet, there's a flat in the way. So you have to move 10 flats to get the pallet of salvage out, to saran wrap it, and then put the 10 flats back in order. Oh my God. I'm so sick, adamant about this job, right? God. I'm adamant about this topic. I've been talking about Target for 20 minutes. It's so bad. I just want to leave. I've tried, believe me. No job is accepting it. I try, apply. But basically, wow. You saran wrap it, put it in the trailer, then you have to get another pallet to put back there. And where are the pallets? Oh, they're outside. So you have to call a manager to open the gate to get a pallet. They have to come from the front of the store. Sometimes they and take 10 minutes, and you're sitting there. Meanwhile, all your carts at the front of the store are leaving, and sometimes the manager goes, "Oh, you're going to be okay on carts?" And you're like, "Yeah, you're going to be great." Meanwhile, I haven't touched a cart the whole day, and it's 3 o'clock. I get there at 1, and it's 3 o'clock. I haven't touched one in 2 hours. What do you think's going to happen? Store's going to be empty. Hey, are we going to be all right on carts? To the whole store. Let's embarrass him and think that he doesn't do his job right. Sorry, I'm going off on a rant. But it's how I feel, and it's bad. I'll suck it up and do it, but it's bad. It's so bad. Oh my God, it's bad. So once you put that new pallet in, you can organize the salvage. And by the time you get the new pallet in, someone has already thrown something there. It's like, oh, thanks for that. And then basically the next day you hear, oh, you did this wrong. But she doesn't come to me directly. She has someone else talk to me directly. And it's like, you couldn't have told me that yourself and maybe show me how to do this and this and this. And it's like, I already do enough. Granted, I don't know what your job is, but you are back there all day, right? Fix it. Make my life a little easier, because I have to do carts, bring the baskets around the store, I have to do the same thing for CRC. There's always less CRC, but it still has to be done. And then on top of defectives, there's eSIM, which is, I don't know what the flip that means, but it's liquids and chemicals. You can bag them up, and you gotta bring it in a box back, and that goes in a whole separate place, and vendor pickup, don't know what that means, and another bin. You just bins into bins, and it's like, flip you. That's not my job. It shouldn't be my job. I'd love to read the cart attendant job description. Nowhere does it say what we have to do, I'm sure. Like that. But basically, we have to do carts, bring the baskets around the store. We are maintenance, so we have to do bathroom checks. We have to do the trash for the whole store. We have to get the cardboard. We have to, at the end of the night, get the compost from Starbucks and Pizza Hut and the pharmacy, and we have to clean the carts. We have to bring in anything from the carts that are left behind, paid in lefts, like groceries or wallets, cell phones, bring it into the service desk. We have to organize the boxes at the desk. We have to bring hangers for the entire store. So people obviously buy clothes and dump the hanger into a bin, and we have to bring those bins back every hour. It's like, flip. And we have to organize the defectives back there. We have to organize the carts at the end of the night. We have to jump on register whenever they ask. And we're the first person they ask. So here's a problem with Target. They have enough employees, but they don't put enough people on the registers. Say there's, I don't know how many registers. Say there's 18 registers at Target. Only 4 pretty much are used through the day. What the flip are the other 14 used for? You have 18 employees. Put them on a register. No, all day you get, team, can I get a backup to the register? Can I get a backup to the register? Can I get a backup to the register? They're giving all these people overtime, yet they're not scheduling people for register. And the first person they call, cart attendant, can you come to the register and ring for a few minutes? Every flipping 10 minutes. It's like, flip. You expect me to do 10 other tasks while it's the worst job in the store. Hands down. If you disagree, you're wrong. Wrong. God. Hire more people. You have enough people. Put more people on the schedule, right? Wegmans was so much better. I never heard a backup in my 4 years there. Once. Why? Because you actually had people. And if a line of 2 people accrued, who cares? If there's a line of 2 people, they flip out. Can I get a backup? Wow. Okay, calm down. People can wait. I understand if there's a line all the way down, but there's no lines. There's 3 people. Can I get a backup? They asked the whole store, not just me, granted. But I'm alone. I am a one-person thing. And I am the most important job in the store, right? Pretty much. How would people shop without carts or baskets? They wouldn't. I have pictures and videos of the store being empty the second I get in. And the second I walk in, Bob Army, go get cards right away. Okay, flip you. How was your day? My day was great, thanks. Or whatever. It's just a bad job. Really, really bad job. God. Worst job I ever had. 100% hands down. It's just taken advantage of every day. And we have to fill. Like, I'm missing things we have to do. There's so much. We have to fill the spill stations, which there's a cart by the AP office or security, and we have to fill it, God forbid, and bring them around to the price scanners. There's a little door you open, and there's cleaning supplies. Someone throws up on the floor, we clean it up. Someone spills something, we clean it up. Why? It's just, our job's ridiculous. It's insane, and we shouldn't have to do it. God. Again, worst job I've ever worked for in my life. Horribly underpaid. For my job, I'm being realistic here. We should get paid, or I should get paid. You should get paid for the work you do. So I'm maintenance and carts right there. So that's double the pay. So that would be $31 an hour at least. we do guest service job part of the time, so I'll say half. So that's $775 plus the 31, so that's $38.75. So I'm gonna say 40. We're gonna keep it at a cool $40 an hour. Who gets paid that? I don't know. The manager, maybe. There's some managers who deserve a lot and others who deserve nothing. We do the most in this store, I'd say hands down. The amount, it's just constant work all day, and you get yelled at the most. And it's like, you can only bring in 7 carts at a time. That's ridiculous. How are you supposed to fill the store by yourself with 7 carts at a time? I bring 25 and it's still a struggle. I don't care. Fire me, put me in a different position. I cannot deal with 7 carts at a time. It's not going to work. But again, I chose the job, right? I chose to have the job. I chose to do this and that, and that's on me. So I apologize for the rant I just went on. I just needed to get it off my chest. There is too much that cart attendants do. And again, rename cart attendant. It is derogative. Come up with something like helping hands. Again, we need to do carryouts all the time at Target. And what do? They bring them on a flatbed. And again, you have to bring a flatbed to the back room every time it's used. And it's like, oh my God. For a small, like a 50-inch television, you don't need a flatbed. It's this as big as your... They bring it on a flatbed. One electronics person does it and actually brings it up front and does it himself or asks me for help, which is fine because he brings it up. Other times, cart attendant, and I hear it, and it's like, I know exactly what it's for, and I don't even say what. I say, I'll be there, and I see they're confused because they didn't even say anything. It's just, I'll be there, because I've just heard it so many times. I have to walk from wherever I am to the back of the store, and if I'm in the back of the lot grabbing a cart or carts, they, are you almost here? Oh, flip. How about you bring it 10 feet or 100 feet? God, it's just, the job could be so much easier and so much more enjoyable if people did their part. Where am I working after? Nowhere. So right now it's just YouTube and Target. There's so many things I could complain about Target about. Wegmans, there's things, right? But nowhere amountable to the things that Target has. Horrible management, horrible scheduling. It's a daily thing. I've been there almost 2 years now. Next month will be 2 years. Insane, right? God. I want to get into voiceover work. I just don't know how to do it. Oh my God. Yeah, no. Tomorrow the whole store is getting new carts, all metal, and 8 new kid carts, which is they're a pain to begin with, and we only have 2. Now we're getting 8. They don't fit in the store, first of all. So there's a pain. And we're getting a cart machine, which is not going to be easier. I'm not going to use it. It's just easier by hand for me. So that's what I'm going to do. Either way, I despise this job and like some people in it. Is it the worst job in the world? No. Is it a really bad job? Yeah. It's really bad. Just taken advantage of constantly every day. There hasn't been a day where I wasn't taken advantage of. And that's sad to say. Wegmans, I could say that all the time, that I wasn't taken advantage of. Do I wish I was still there? Yeah, I'd be on my 6-year anniversary already. And you get a cool thing at 5 years, and I was a year away. I guess that sums it up for the ZaCrazy 2 podcast. ZaCrazy podcast, episode 2. Work. Anything else I want to add? Episode 3 will be out next Friday. I don't know when I'll film it. I guess I filmed this one a little in advance, Tuesday. I filmed the last prior one Thursday. So a day before I had to upload it. And I uploaded it Friday. I was going to be at noon, but it didn't upload till like 12:30. So I put it scheduled for 1 p.m. So this one will probably be 1 p.m. again Friday. And I just trying to get out of Target. That's my main goal here in 2022. The end of it. Favorite work has been, again, when I didn't work. I worked too early. That was my thing. 15 for a real job. No, I wanted to enjoy my childhood and upload some more videos. Granted, I got my car at 16. I got another car at 17. And I got another car at 20. So I've had 3 cars that I bought myself, no help. My first car was $2,700. Second car was $17,000. And third car, I think, is 20-something thousand. I don't know. Obviously, the second 2 were loans. But first one I bought straight out, $2,700. I wish I had still kept that Jetta. I really do. But besides the point, I don't enjoy working for Target. At least the cart attendant job. It's just being taken advantage of every day. You come in with no carts. Then again, you have to do defectives, which are overflowing from the neglectant cart attendant who did it before. So what they'll do is they'll schedule a half cart attendant, half cashier, and keep him for cashier. It's like, why put him on the cart attendant schedule, right? Oh, he's a cart attendant. Oh, he helps for 5 minutes, brings in a row, and then gives out. And it's like, it doesn't help. It's just so bad. Oh, and one other thing we have to do being a cart attendant is the bottle center. I didn't even know Target had a bottle center, and we have to take care of it. There's 4 of them, glass, plastic, and cans. It's like, flip you. It's, if you're pulling up, right where the pharmacy sign is, it's to the right of it, about 10 feet and down. It's that little door. There's a bottle center, and we have to take care of that on top of our 10 other tasks for the day. Maintenance and cart attendant. And getting paid $15 an hour. Nearly minimum wage. So thank you, Target, for ruining my mood every day. And thank you, Wegmans, for starting me off in my grocery store career. And hopefully I'll use my college degree one day that I got 2 years ago to make something of myself, whether it be a voiceover artist. Hello! Welcome to the ZaCrazy podcast. I'm your host, ZaCrazy. Or just being a bum in a box. Or a YouTuber. I'd like to be a YouTuber. I'd like to do this every Friday for the rest of my life. I would. But is that very likely? Probably not. I might get 10 episodes in and be bored. But that's 10 weeks, which is 2.5 months, which would take us to mid-October. Either way, obviously I'm going to have a better setup eventually. Right now, the point is just to talk to you guys and have some sort of an interaction with you. So thank you for listening. This podcast went on for a while. I think I started at 10:28 and it's almost 11:28. So it was a little longer than I thought. I think I went on like a 40-minute Target rant. Jeez. It made me feel a little better. I wouldn't like to be the closer anymore. I'd like to be the opener. I go in 1:15 until 10 p.m. and it's like, that's your whole day. Like, I get up, I gotta go to work. And if you want to stay up a little late, oh, it's 10 o'clock. It's already a little late, so maybe I could play a little bit of Xbox or edit a video. I'm 13 videos behind, by the way. I have 13 videos. After this, I just figured I'd get this out. I was going to edit this morning, but I'm like, I might as well record this ZaCrazy podcast while I'm alone and do something and try out the microphone and see if it works. And Oh, God, it's just so draining working at Target. It's like, get me out of here. I applied for voiceover job. I didn't get it. I applied for this tech IT company. I didn't get it. I applied for a soldering and welding company. I didn't hear back. It's just, I want to work somewhere that's not a grocery store. I've been at grocery stores for 6 years, and it's like flipping, flip. I want to work somewhere else. Now, that's my fault. I get it, but work life is not what it's cracked up to be. I miss school. Never thought I'd say that, right? Do I miss college? No. Do I miss high school? Yeah, I do. Middle school? Yeah. Elementary? Yeah. I don't remember elementary or middle, but I remember parts of middle near the end. But high school, I vividly remember, and I want it back. So to my kids, if you're ever watching this, don't wish to grow old. It's not good. I'm not old by any means, but it's not good. It's not good. The best age to be, I feel, is, it's tough. My favorite age, I guess, is probably right around 15, 16. I'm going to say 16 because I had a car. I could drive around and do what I wanted. I worked, granted, but it wasn't full-time hours. It was Wegmans, and it was 25 hours a week, cashiering or doing carts, and it was easy. Now, it's triple the work. It's quintuple the work for the same pay. Oh my gosh. It's miserable. Absolutely miserable. I don't wish this job upon anyone. YouTube, that's at my own leisure, and it's fun because I get to watch your guys' reactions and read your comments. That's the highlight of my day, reading your comments. So YouTube is my favorite job. My second favorite job, probably working the concession stand, or third favorite job was Carol's and Pete's working the ice cream. Fourth favorite job was, third was probably Abe Bright working the furniture stuff. Fourth was probably Carol's and Pete's. Fifth was Fright Night. No, fifth was Wegmans. Sixth was Fright Night. Seventh was Target. Target has been my worst job ever. Granted, maybe it's because, I'm not even going to try to come up with an excuse for them. It's the worst job ever. They're just a very poorly run company. Wegmans and Target are both grocery stores, obviously. Target sells more than just groceries, though. Wegmans does a little bit of clothing and whatnot, but not compared to Target. I want to be a voiceover specialist or an actor in a movie or show. I don't know. I think we're 50 minutes into the podcast, or 49. And I'm going to take some medicine to get over this sickness. But it's been real, and nobody suggested me any topics for this. I came up with this myself. I could come up with podcast ideas for the next probably 5 years. But if you want to submit a topic, leave it in the description comments below, and I will get to it as soon as I can. And those 13 videos will probably be out next month. I just have so much to do and so little time. You gotta spend time with your family, your girlfriend, You have to edit the videos. You have to film the videos, come up with the ideas. You have to maintain friendships, play games. You have to sleep, you have to eat, you have to bathe, you have to... I probably said work, but there's a lot you have to do. Relax, watch your own YouTube videos that you like to watch, listen to music, whatever you want to do, and balance uploading. YouTube uploading a video, say I edit or I film this, right? This takes maybe 5 hours of work for no editing. What I do is I import this to the computer and I put it in the iMovie. I trim the head, the beginning, and the tail. I trim them both off so it doesn't start with a minute of silence at the beginning and end with a minute. I trim the beginning and end so it's one cohesive thing, no editing, and I just upload. The upload itself takes about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and then I have to put a thumbnail, a title, a description, tags, publish it, and it's a big deal. It's very tough, but it's the life of a YouTuber, and I'm thinking of doing a podcast on the Boom Boom series. I could do series podcasts, like the Boom Boom series, the Weird series, the Randomness series, the Animoji series, any series I might have. I'd do that. I could do it on Apple products. I could do it on whatever you want, televisions. I don't care. Weird topics, but so far I've gotten YouTube out of the way and work out of the way. I like doing this. I like talking to you guys and awkwardly staring at you. But I have to let the dog out now. I'm glad you spent this hour with me, and I have to get ready for work. Takes up most of my life, so I hope one day to have this as my main job and not have to work per se, because this is really my passion, and it has been for 12 years. It's just so much better than anything. But again, work is work, and we'll always have to do it. We need money to do most things in life, and you make what you can out of it, and that's that. So thank you for watching again, and I will talk to you guys in the next podcast. We'll give you a little PewDiePie bro fist. Yeah, we'll use our hand. How about that?